The return of inflation and global price volatility. Inflation's return and a volatile world. For decades, the world enjoyed a relatively stable economic landscape. Steady inflation rates, predictable prices, and growth that boosted living standards globally. But over the past few years, this stability has shattered. Inflation, a force once feared but seemingly mastered, is back with a vengeance, pushing prices higher and throwing markets into disarray. Alongside rising inflation comes global price volatility, sudden, unpredictable swings in the cost of everything from food and fuel to housing and technology. These shifts ripple through economies, shaking governments, businesses, and the everyday consumer. What causes this resurgence and instability? Is this the new normal, or a transitional hiccup on the path to recovery? And most importantly, how do we survive and thrive amid this economic turbulence? Chapter 1. Understanding the causes of inflation and price volatility. Inflation and volatility have complex roots. Supply chain disruptions from the COVID-19 pandemic snarled global trade, creating shortages and bottlenecks. Sudden surges in consumer demand, dubbed demand shocks, fueled price increases as economies reopened. Simultaneously, cost-push inflation arose from rising commodity prices, oil, gas, metals, and labor shortages that drove wages up. Geopolitical tensions, such as conflicts in Eastern Europe or trade wars, layered uncertainty atop economic fragility. Together, these factors created a perfect storm. Costs spiraled unpredictably, markets oscillated wildly, and millions felt the pinch. Chapter 2. Consequences for consumers and businesses. For everyday consumers, inflation means shrinking purchasing power. Groceries cost more, energy bills soar, and essential services stretch budgets thinner. Families are forced to prioritize differently, sometimes sacrificing quality or quantity. Businesses face dilemmas of their own. Rising raw materials, transport disruptions, and fluctuating demand make planning difficult and investments riskier. Smaller companies often bear the highest burden, lacking buffers to absorb shocks. The social fabric can fray as stress rises, increasing inequality and sometimes sparking unrest. Chapter 3. Monetary and fiscal strategies. Central banks move cautiously, balancing inflation containment with supporting growth. Interest rate hikes cool spending but can throttle recovery if too aggressive. Fiscal policies, government spending and taxation, either stimulate economies or restrain excess. Successful navigation requires delicate judgment amid imperfect information and global interdependence. Unlike past decades, the interplay of varied economic forces demands unprecedented coordination and flexibly designed solutions. Chapter 4. Inflation's unequal burden. Not all share the pain equally. Inflation exacerbates existing inequalities. Those with fixed incomes or limited savings suffer most, while asset holders may see nominal gains. Rising housing costs disproportionately affect renters and marginalized groups. Understanding these disparities is crucial for crafting policies that protect society's vulnerable, lest social cohesion and trust erode under economic strain. Chapter 5. Global cooperation or fragmentation. Inflation and price shocks know no borders, but responses often do. Tensions emerge between calls for unified global strategies and nationalistic protectionist policies. Groupings like the G7 or IMF advocate cooperation, but geopolitical rivalries and domestic politics complicate agreements. The challenge remains: how to balance sovereignty and solidarity in a deeply interconnected world. Navigating uncertainty with resilience. The return of inflation and price volatility is more than economics. It is a test of resilience, governance, and social empathy. It demands clarity from leaders, flexibility from markets, and awareness from citizens. As listeners, what can we learn from this turbulence? How might it reshape our choices, what we buy, save, or invest in? How can societies partner across divides to restore stability and fairness? The answers remain unfolding. But confronting complexity candidly and courageously is our starting point. Thank you for joining this exploration of the turbulent economic seas we currently navigate.